Good morning, everyone. Welcome back into North Dakota Today. Well, First Lutheran Church's annual performance of the 7 Last Words of Christ will take place at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. And we have Worship Arts Director Daniel with us to share all the details. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, so tell us about the piece that will be performed.
Yeah, so this is our annual performance of the 7 Last Words of Christ. It's an orchestral piece that features 3 soloists and a chorus, as you know. And it's just one of the many ways that we honor and celebrate Holy Week. But it's about a 45-minute to an hour piece, and it's really just beautiful. And it's open to anybody who wants to come and see it.
Yes, well, this is something that I especially am looking forward to because I'm actually a member of the choir, but I've never sang this piece before. So how long has First Lutheran been performing this?
So that's a great question. So we know that it happened, it started back in the early to mid 90s for this specific piece.
Oh, wow.
But we also know that there's been cantatas on some element back to the mid to late 40s. So this has been something that's been a tradition recently, but the tradition of a cantata, of an Easter performance of some level has been going on for decades.
So this is very important for First Lutheran.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit more about the collaboration between the choir and the orchestra, because that's pretty special to have them kind of come together for this.
Yeah, we're really lucky at First Lutheran. We have quite a few players that play in the symphony or teach or do both. And so the symphony is made up of people that we know, names that we've seen. Lindy Capistrand is our conductor this year. She's heavily involved at Concordia and with the Fargo-Moorhead Symphony Orchestra. And then the choir. The choir, as you know, is of an important part of worship on a regular weekly basis. This performance is a little bit different. It's a little bit bigger, a little more involved. And then there's 3 featured soloists, and those soloists have changed throughout the years. This year, it's Dr. David Ferreira, as you know, Darcy Baltima, and Anthony Rohr coming up. So we're really honored to have them part of it. All those players, all those singers, because they do bring such a great experience for all those who get to be in the space.
Absolutely. Tell me about the community's reaction to this. Is this something that people come to every year?
Yeah. It is, you know, for Holy Week, it is the most important part of the church year. And so people get into their rhythms, they get into what are the traditions. And for a lot of people, this is a tradition. There is a member of choir who you may know that is 97, and he's been singing in this thing since, I believe, 1944. Wow. So that is part of his spiritual journey for this week, and for people to just to come and experience that night of beautiful sacred music is something really important for them.
Yeah, and why would you really recommend folks, maybe they haven't come out before, to come give it a try? Yeah,
I would say because it is accessible to everybody. There's a combination of beautiful orchestra music. There's the choir that does a wonderful job. There's soloists, and it isn't anything that's too long. I think it's just under an hour.
Yep.
So it's not a major commitment for the night. It's something that's pretty straightforward, but I think at the end of the night, whether you are a believer or you may just happen to know the violin player, I think there's something that you'll take away from it that'll move you. Yeah.
Well, this is only one small part of everything that's been going on at First Lutheran, you know, throughout Lent, and then of course Holy Week, Easter coming up. Remind us of the Easter services for this week.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Yeah. So we have obviously tomorrow night is the 7 Last Words of Christ, and then on Maundy, Thursday we have a service at 1:30 and then at 6 o'clock. And then on Good Friday, we have a 3-hour service from noon to 3, and then a prayer on the cross at 6 o'clock. So we're pretty busy on those days. We get a little bit of rest and preparation time on Saturday, and then 9 and 10:30 at both in our sanctuary and our celebration center on Easter morning.
Yeah, wonderful. And I believe, are one of those going to be streamed? How can folks watch, you know, remotely?
Yeah, on Sunday morning, we will have our 9 o'clock sanctuary worship and our 10:30 celebration center worship. So you can. And then our radio broadcast as well at 9 o'clock. So we try to get out as much as we can to those folks who maybe can't quite make it or are worshiping from afar.
Yes, definitely. And hopefully have a little bit better weather for this.
That's right. Yeah.
Definitely. So how can folks find more information?
Good question. So they can visit our website, which is flcfargo.org, or give us a call at 235-7389.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, see you tonight. Rehearsal.
Yes, rehearsal tonight. All right, everyone stick around. We have more North Dakota Today coming right up after this break.